Here's a quick overview of what you'll see in Agile. Located at the bottom of the document, you're going to find the following worksheets or tabs: Projects, Sprint Template, Impediments, Completed Projects, Lookup Table, and Instructions. Under the tab Projects, this is your project or idea backlog. You will compile a list of all of the ideas or projects that you want to implement. I usually look at this as a per year basis. What do you want to get done this year? In column D, you'll see the project ideas. Just start listing the projects you want to implement in your business. Once the projects are listed, you'll then order those projects by number of importance. Near the left edge of the document, you'll see what's located, what's called column A. Notice the column is titled Importance, using numbers ranging from 1 to 1,000 as you're deciding what needs to be done first. 1,000, for example, would be the most important project. Here, simply start by choosing a project and giving it a priority number. I usually start with the number 500. Then I look at the next project and say, is it a higher priority or lower priority than this one? If it's higher, I give it a 600. If it's lower, I give it a 400. Continue ordering the projects, choosing the number by determining simply if the project is more important or less important than the other projects you've assigned a number to. If it's more important, you give it a higher number. If it's less, you give it a lower number. Do this for all projects that are listed on your project backlog or your project list. To reorder your projects based on importance, you'll come up here and click the down arrow in cell A2 labeled Importance, and then select Sort Z to A. This will reorder your projects from the highest number to the lowest number and put them in order based on the number range you provided. When addressing each project, you'll want to assign the project an owner and the department. You can edit the drop-down list or the choices you have by going to the Lookup Table worksheet at the bottom of your Agile. Located in column A, you'll find the Project Owner list. This is where you list your team members' names. List all who might be assigned a project or a specific task. In the Department column, located in the column B, list departments within your company. If you don't have any departments, leave this blank. Column C lists the status for a project and completion of assignments. You don't need to adjust anything in this section. Back in the Projects worksheet, finish selecting project owners and departments for each project. When you're ready to start working on a project, you will create a sprint for that project. A sprint simply includes the detailed assignments that need to be done in order to complete each project. Each project in the process should have a sprint in place. To put a sprint in place for a project, you will first need to duplicate the sprint template. Enter the date that the sprint is created in column B of the project worksheet. To duplicate the sprint template, click on the bottom tab called Sprint Template, select the drop-down arrow within the Sprint Template worksheet located at the bottom of the document. Now select Duplicate. Once the worksheet is duplicated, you will need to change the worksheet name to reflect the project name as listed in the project's worksheet. To rename, simply select the drop-down arrow within the Sprint Template worksheet at the bottom of the document, then select Rename. Now rename the worksheet with your project title. Also, update the sprint name in the first row or the title to also reflect the project name. In column C, you will list the detailed assignments needed to complete this project. Remember to also complete row 2 when starting your sprint. You'll want to enter the date you start the sprint and the date the project is due. You'll be able to assign the task to a team member and select a department if desired. You will also want to assign each assignment in order of importance, just as you did on the projects themselves. Enter any notes needed, assisting with completing the individual assignment. Now, as you work on each task, you're going to update the status of each of the assignments from not started, which is NS, to 100% complete. This helps gauge the process of the project's completion. To select the current status, select the drop-down arrow within the cell and select the desired percent. As you complete assignments and they become 100% complete, you will cut the row and paste it below in the Done or Completed Assignment section within the Sprint template. To cut the row, you will select the row number located on the far left side of the document. Once a row is highlighted, you will then right-click on your mouse and select Cut, or Control-X to paste the selection row. To paste the selection, select the row number located on the far left of the document where you wish to paste it and paste your cut content. Once the row is highlighted, you will right-click with your mouse, then select Paste, or simply hit Control-V on your keypad. You will then want to reorder your assignment selections using the importance column as we've done this before. This will remove the blank spaces left by cutting content. Remember, enter the assignment completion date located in column J as you complete the assignments and move them to the completed assignment section. Upon completion of the project, you will want to enter the completed date in cell I2 within the Sprint template. You will also find columns for time spent, the definition of done, and the review date. Use these columns to assist in tracking project time and to clarify what completing a task means for each assignment if needed. If items need to be reviewed, use the review date column to verify when the review is completed. As you complete assignments for a project and update the status of other assignments, remember to reflect the overall project's completion status back on the project's worksheet. As projects get completed, you'll want to cut the project row that is completed and paste it in the completed or done projects worksheet located at the bottom of the document. This will remove any completed videos or any completed projects from your project worksheet and help to keep it clear for incomplete project management. Keeping your completed projects in that special selection makes it easy to review completed projects at a later time. It also allows you to look back and see that progress really is being made. A quick note, remember, don't ever delete your sprints. Simply move them to the end of your worksheet. To move your sprint worksheet, select the worksheet you wish to move and continue holding down your left mouse button, and then drag the worksheet to the end of the worksheet list. Keeping the templates make it easy to duplicate a project if it ever has to be done again. If you run into any issues preventing you from completing a project or assignment, you'll want to list them next to the project where it says impediment. That's another way of saying what's holding you back or what's keeping you from finishing this task. You will transfer the impediments worksheet located at the bottom of your document, where the impediment will be monitored and reviewed by you as a team leader and by your coach. Be sure to add the date the impediment was added within column A. Assign the impediment to be reviewed by your team leader or any notes regarding the impediment. Once the impediment is removed, enter the date it was removed and cut and paste the impediment to the Removed Impediment section within the impediments worksheet. When impediments are cut to the lower section, you will want to reorder your impediments by using the Date Added column. This way, you're working on impediments in the order that they actually became a problem. If at any point you need more rows to be before the completed assignments or removed impediment sections, you want to add or remove rows. To add a row, highlight the row above the section and right-click your mouse, then select Insert One above, or select Insert near the top of your document and select Row Above. Unless your project has more than 30 assignments, you will not need to worry about inserting rows. If you need to reference instructions on the best use of Agile, please refer to the Instructions Worksheet tab located right here at the bottom of the Agile. For a more in-depth example of Agile, view the video in our AMP training program, Section 6, Time Management. And it's titled Workman Success Systems Agile for Real Estate.